All right, folks, you are tuning in to the FreeMatt podcast. I am Matt FreeMatt without the General Patrick Flynn tonight. This is a midweek bump. We're doing little videos for the middle of the week. Try to have a grand discussion, good beer having smash of a time at the end of the week. Just had a couple notes I wanted to go through. There were some noteworthy events outside of Jeffrey Epstein getting arrested because I make fun of pedophiles and you can laugh about it. I think those people are terrible. And I think time will tell when they get people like one of the Podestas and a couple other human scum. They will collect them up and put them in a white collar prison where they can be made fun of for a very short amount of time, like a penalty box in the Slapshot movie. Alright, Slapshot jokes aside, here is our two little topics of this week. The other one, the one was Swalwell, who was running for the Democratic Party nod for president. And he was notoriously known for his stupid anti-gun hyperbolic statements. He's the one who threatened to use nukes against people that own guns that didn't turn them in, because that would make sense for a sitting U.S. president to try and kill off a large portion of the population. Because I don't know. I guess I never read like an instructional manual how to be a president, but apparently you can be an asshole. Well, thank goodness old Swalwell has thrown in the towel. That screwed up. It's not funny. But I'm going to tell you what is. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. He is the dumbass who tried to hold an anti-gun rally in Houston. And I think they had 15 people show up. That was in Texas. All right, it's in Texas. Threatening to use nukes against people. Yeah, I'm glad you're flushing down the toilet. You ran out of money. I think they're gonna try and deal with Kamala A, and probably Pocahontas Warren, a couple other dummies, old Cerny Banders, and a couple other weirdos. Bill de Blasio, he still has money to blow on this. I think that he's just screwing around and he knows he could retire and wallow around in a bathtub full of $100 bills. He'll cheat on his taxes like every other rich person, but they would never cheat on their taxes because the rich need to pay their fair share. I'm not Antifa. Apparently they are, because they like those people. But Antifa doesn't pay the bills. Now, our little side note about Tom Steyer. I know he's made his rounds. I know that, oh Lord, about this guy. All right. I wanted to say that there were plenty of billionaires who failed at the political game. Even though he just passed away, H. Ross Perot was one of them who was, I guess he didn't quite have a view. He's good with his money, but not a view for politics. You have to have a mind for it. You have to have you got to have a tongue, kind of like a tongue for politics is a tongue for wine. You got to know what's going on. You got to know when you're, getting fruity esters and when things taste like tobacco. And I'm gonna tell you, Tom Steyer, just because you hate Donald Trump doesn't mean that you're going to be a great billionaire president. I don't think you have the hyperbolic nature. I don't think you believe in yourself like Donald Trump does. You got to have that mindset. And yes, I don't know if it's MAGA mindset, but it's a mindset that you can win the greatest fight of your life. And you know what? People laughed at Donald Trump. I'm not saying you can't, but it's an uphill battle. People love Donald Trump. He's a knucklehead, but he's our knucklehead. I don't think you're a knucklehead. I don't think you have the knuckle heart in you. You get that knuckle heart. And that's what I'm start calling you, kind of like Braveheart. You're Knuckleheart. I was gonna say you forgot about Meg Whitman, who had her own money and she dropped the ball. People know her. People do know her very well. Um, I was gonna tell you that money does not equate to prowess. Uh, just because just because a guy in a nice suit throws money around at a bar and he buys drinks for all these women doesn't mean he's a pimp. This doesn't mean that you're some politician. It could just mean you had an axe to grind, and instead of you learning how to grind axes, you decided to be a petulant child and try to show somebody up. And you didn't even get in the ball game to begin with. We had 2 rounds of debates, and yeah, we already had a guy fall out. I was going to say Swalwell fell out. Well, here, just think of this way. You got to know the game you're getting into, and you got to know when you're going to look stupid. You got to know when to punt. And you easily, just because you have money doesn't mean you can't look stupid. If you don't think we haven't had people run for president had money and support, they look stupid. George W. Bush's brother, you remember him, the guy from Florida, Jeb, looked like an idiot. He had a lot of connections. His dad ran the freaking CIA. And you could take a wild guess. If you don't remember, his brother was even the president. And that guy looked like a bag of smashed assholes. Do you think you're going to do much better? Okay, you get your chance to be a bag of smashed assholes. But don't be surprised when being a billionaire doesn't matter. We've had billionaires fail. Just because Donald Trump outdid you doesn't mean all billionaires can do this. All right, Bill de Blasio, okay, whatever. He's got a lot of scandalous friends, and I imagine he could probably harvest a couple of votes when he's one of 4 left, and he can try and annihilate everybody when he starts begging for for these comeuppances and calling in favors and saying, hey man, can you put a word in for me on CNN, like, hey, can you tell everybody you support me? They're like, oh yeah. I'm like, I gotta go support Kamala's. Kamala seems to be doing pretty good. I got a wagon hitch here before I end up on the streets or start begging people. You're gonna start begging people for jobs again. The Clinton Foundation isn't paying my bills, and maybe I need to, before they go bankrupt again, maybe I need to ask for some help. But anyway, here's the thing. There's 2 people, Swalwell and Steyer. Swalwell and Steyer. Or you could just make up your own names. It doesn't matter. These 2 clowns, they didn't get it made. Sorry. And you know what? Being bitter, it doesn't equate energy. You needed to get on the ball to begin with. You needed to dig up help wherever you could. And you know what? It could have took you teaming up with somebody else who's clearly not all the way there and say, hey, let's get a pile of people together. Let's hey, I got cabinet positions for people that take care of me. And yeah, I'm one of those people. If you're that kind of person that takes care of me and you fall on the sword, I'm going to take care of you. I don't care if I have to pay you $1 million as dog catcher. People are going to take care of you. And you know what? That's what it took. But right now, you just look like children. And Swalwell, if you really want to go after people's guns, good luck. You know nothing about rednecks. And you know what? When the government sent National Guardsmen into a town full of coal miners, I guarantee you it would get ugly. Guarantee the National Guardsmen don't like rednecks either. And you know what? It just get ugly quick. And you know what? You can keep whatever your backwards crap is back home. So don't let the door hit you in the ass. Hey, this has been your midweek bump with Matt FreeMatt. I want you to do everything you can to move on to tomorrow. Be the best for you and for your neighbors. Love one another when possible, but love unconditionally. Spread blessings when can. Thank you for stopping by. God bless the USA.